Hi Stewart Creek family, it's Miss Dossey here again. Today I'm going to be talking to you about retell. We're going to go over the 5-finger retell for a fiction book and a nonfiction book. First we'll be starting with fiction. So many of my students have read this book, How Bear Lost His Tail. So we'll be doing this book first, and then we'll switch over to nonfiction or informational text with All About Robots. Okay? So first we're talking about the 5-finger retell for fiction. You always want to have your child start on their thumb with retelling the main characters. Who are the main characters in the story? Then their pointer finger or index finger, they'll talk about the setting, where the story takes place. The middle finger, they'll talk about the problem in the story. The ring finger, the beginning, middle, and end. What are the important parts of the beginning, middle, and end of the story? And then the pinky finger. What's the solution? What happened? How was the problem solved in the story? So thinking about those and our book, How Bear Lost His Tail, I'm just going to go over how we would retell this story. So this story is actually a classic tale. The author wrote this book to give an explanation on how Bear lost his tail. Why does he have the little stubby tail that he has? So first I would talk about the characters. So the main characters in this book are Bear and Fox. The setting is in the forest. The problem is Fox wants to have the most beautiful tail. He doesn't like that everyone thinks Bear's tail is the prettiest. So in the beginning, Fox is envious of Bear. So Fox goes and he goes ice fishing and catches a bunch of fish. In the middle of the book, he takes Bear and shows him the fish, but he tells him a lie. He tells him that he caught these fish by putting his long tail into the icy water and waiting for the fish to latch on. So Bear does the same thing. But in the end, when Bear pulls his tail out, his tail snaps right off, and he's left with a stubby tail. So the solution is that Fox wins. He gets his way, Bear has his little tail, and then Bear goes off and hibernates for the rest of the winter. So that's our 5-finger retell for the fiction book, How Bear Lost His Tail. So now we'll move on to nonfiction. So our 5-finger retell for nonfiction is a little bit different. When talking about nonfiction or informational text, the first thing that your child should be retelling is the main idea. What is the main idea of the story? Oftentimes the title helps us with that. Then your pointer or index finger, middle finger, and ring finger are each a detail, one detail to support the main idea. Ending with the pinky finger, which is the author's purpose. Why did the author write this book? To inform us about a topic? To persuade us to think a certain way or believe something? Or to entertain us, make us laugh or smile? So when looking at the book, All About Robots, right away we know part of our main idea is all about robots. We can go through and look at the different headings in the book, like robot dogs, robots and cars, robot jobs, robots in the sea, and robots in space. We know that the main idea of this book is that robots can be helpful in many ways. Looking after we've read the book, we look at those sections and say, what are some details that support that robots can be helpful? Well, one way they're helpful is that they help repair cars. Another way is that they can go into the sea and find different things for scientists to research and make medicines. And a third detail is that robots can be used in space. They're called rovers that have gone to the moon and collected rocks for us to study back on Earth. All of those details support the main idea that robots are helpful. The author's purpose in this book is to inform us about robots. They're not trying to just entertain us or persuade us to think a certain way. They're just the author's just informing us about how robots are helpful and the jobs that they do. So these are two different ways that your child can retell. 5-finger retell for fiction, 5-finger retell for nonfiction. I hope that these anchor charts are helpful to you when you read a book with your child. If you pull them up or if you just remember and tell your kids, let's do a retell using your hand, and help them walk through each of those steps on their fingers so that they can give a proper retell of the book that they just read. Until next week, I hope you have a great week, and I hope everything goes well for you, and I will see you soon. Bye.